Hello, everybody. Papa's back. So is Spider-Man and Invisible Girl. And we're going to continue the saga of the Fantastic Four versus the Sandman. When we saw him last, Sandman was laughing. Ha! I knew it. I can beat any or all of the Fantastic Four. No force on earth can stand up to the matchless power of the Sandman. Oh yeah? Well, let's see what happens next. Here comes the fist of Mr. Fantastic. Then, before the gloating archfiend can make another move, a lightning swift fist shoots out, stretching across the room with unerring accuracy as the bludgeoning impact scatters his sandy grains in all directions. Spatak! Sandman, says Mr. Fantastic, the biggest mistake you can make is to menace my wife. Sue, darling, are you all right? Yes, dear, says Invisible Girl, although if you hadn't struck back when you did. But Reed, I just remembered. Where's Ben? Ben? That's right. Oh no! He landed against the space-time generator level. If he makes a move, it could destroy the city. Hold it, man. Stay still. Don't move a muscle. Let's all stay still. Don't move a muscle. Okay, now it's time to move on. Wow, talk about moving on. We're going to move on to catch up with the Inhumans. Speaking of muscles, let's rejoin the mighty Black Bolt as he and his small band of Inhumans are gathered in a secret shelter somewhere in Europe. Triton says, our new home is suitable for all except me. There must be more water, which is life itself, to Triton. Patience, Triton, says Karnak. Black Bolt has promised more water. Crystal, says Medusa, you must allow Lockjaw to roam. He is too big to be confined in these small quarters. And Gorgon says, Medusa is right. We all know of your attachment for each other, but you cannot keep Lockjaw always at your side. I must, Gorgon, says Crystal. He is my only means of reaching Johnny Storm. Until Johnny and I are together again, nothing else in life matters to me. I know you wish us to remain hidden here, Black Bolt, until we can be certain the human race won't attack us, but I'd rather face the fury of all mankind than spend another day, another hour, without the one that I love. So she appeals to Black Bolt. Lockjaw can bring me to him through his power to span the dimensions. All we need is your consent. I know I'll be safe. After all, I look like any other human. Please, Black Bolt, permit me to leave. Don't deny that which I desire most of all. He nods his approval, my sister, says Medusa. You have your permission. May good luck also be yours. Black Bolt, says Crystal, I'll never be able to thank you enough. I just knew you wouldn't fail me. See, Lockjaw understands. He has already begun to harness the energy he'll need. Farewell, my beloved family. I pray someday we'll be together again for always. One thing you can't accuse Mary Marvel of is not enough scene changes, right? And so here we are. We're changing the scene to Johnny Storm's college, Metro College Stadium. We suddenly shift our attention to the Metro College Stadium, where a hard-fought gridiron contest is in progress between Old Metro and Eastern State University. So we're watching a football game. With only 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter, both teams are still scoreless, says the announcer. The big mystery of the day is, Who is the new 6'6" stranger on the Metro bench? And why hasn't Coach Sam Thorpe put him into the game yet? If only something would happen so we could get a good shot of it. Look, here's a photographer. Who is the photographer? It's Peter Parker. Who is Peter Parker? You know who he is. He's the secret identity of Spider-Man. The reporter goes on, it's rumored that the unknown member of Metro's Beef Trust is a full-blooded Comanche Indian, the son of, wait, hold everything, what's that? And Peter Parker says it doesn't make sense. A girl suddenly appeared on the field out of nowhere, and there's a gigantic statue of a dog with her. No, it's not a statue. Look, it's actually alive. And speaking of a girl, there's Mary Jane Watson, Peter Parker's girlfriend. For long, incredulous seconds, the entire multitude stands transfixed until one lone figure rises to his full 6'6" height and steps forward. I know who she is, thinks Wyatt Wingfoot. I've heard Johnny describe her to me 1,000 times, but she mustn't remain here, where people may soon realize who or what she is. Miss, he cries out, I've got to talk to you. My name is Wyatt Wingfoot. But Crystal says, you're not the one I'm looking for. I know whom you're seeking. It's Johnny Storm. I'm a friend of his. The coach says, what's this all about? Who is she? How did she get here? And why? Trust me, Coach, says Wyatt. I'll explain later. And he says to Crystal, he was here. You missed him by minutes. He blazed off when he heard the news. News? Asks Crystal. What news? Here, it's still being broadcast. This will explain better than I can. And the radio announcer says, all traffic is at a standstill in the area of the world-famous Baxter Building as the police struggle vainly to hold back the mystified crowds who have gathered to the scene of the Fantastic Four's battle with the deadly Sandman. Crystal exclaims, that means he's in danger. And even as Crystal speaks, another scene change, and we see Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, flying through the city. He says, I hope I'm not too late. They must be in big trouble if they couldn't shoot a signal flare up for me. And the bystanders say, look, isn't that the Human Torch? Well, who else would it be? He flames on and he flies. Well, it sure ain't Smokey the Bear, answers the fella. All right. So, woo, look at what's going on. Those glowing spectrum beams, they can only be caused by the unleashing of negative force from Reed's machine. That means it's even worse than I feared. And the